Hello, hello, it's Rangers Radio. Hello, hello, this is the Foreign Show. We're on the air at 9 o'clock on every weekday night, taking calls from the mains. Hello, hello, it's Rangers Radio. Hello, hello, this is the Foreign Show. We're on the air at 9 o'clock on every weekday night, taking calls about the Jazz.
Hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, you're on the panel tonight. It's Bridgeman and JFK. Evening, gents.
Evening, Oxshare. Evening, Bridgeman. How you
Can
doing?
I say a big good evening to you two guys in the panel? Huge good evening to the guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
Right, a wee bit of housekeeping first. There's your badge, JFK, Jimmy. Jimmy the Skull, called a few other names. That's just so you know who you are.
Yeah.
And there's a big one for you, and that's called Bridgeman, right?
Right,
You're
bud.
called Bridgeman, all right?
Bridgeman.
So you don't forget, all right?
And what are you called?
I've been called a lot of things, mate.
Come in,
Not
be
the-
party.
Not repeatable.
This is a family show. Anyway, if we time to reflect on last night, we're through. We could have been Aberdeen, lost a goal in the last minute, penalty kicks, and you're sitting out the cup.
Yeah.
Does the performance matter, or has it gave us more questions than answers? Bridgeman, and then your good self, James.
I think there's a lot of questions to be answered, but personally speaking, I'm satisfied that we went there and we faced our own devils, because we always struggle, or always seem to struggle against them up there. Last season we dropped a few points up there in the league, so I think we came away well. I think we saw. I saw the news tonight, and as far as the news people were concerned, the people who are reading it, as far as they were concerned, it was the Rangers struggled. No, Rangers were lucky. Let's put it that way. That's what they meant. Rangers were lucky, and Livingston should have won, which is an entirely different set of circumstances. I was watching. It's as if we had one shot that took a deflection. That ball was going in the net. The keeper was never getting that one, and it should have, in fact, could have in fact been an OG if it was going on any other way. You know, seriously. But happy. I'm very happy. I'm rolling in it at the moment. I can assure you, I'm really happy. Really happy.
Your good self, JFK.
Yeah, much the same as Bridgeman. The result to me mattered more than anything to get into the semi-final of the Cup, Oxshare, you know. Performance-wise, we know, I mean, it was fits and starts for me, and I think for everybody else. I mean, we did play some nice football now in the game, but it wasn't a lot of it. For me, it was definitely just getting into the semi-final. I mean, I know there's been a lot of post-mortems, which will obviously go into later on in the show regarding tackles and whatever, you know. So, no, for me, it was getting into the semi-final, which I'm really happy about. And the same as the Bridgeman. I did say before the game I thought we'd probably win 3 or 4-0, but what do I know? So 1-0 for me was a good result, considering the surface that we've got to play on that mid-near play. So,
Listen,
the
he went for 1-0, got it right. But remember, JFK, even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Well, that's really true. Yep. Yep. No, here you go. Aye.
The top tipster, Mr. Bridgeman.
Yeah.
2 results out of 3, you've tipped correctly.
You're talking to a team they're generally, the way they've been playing, certainly this season, they're a top 6 team. You know, they're definitely, they cause a lot of problems for a lot of teams, and because of their physicality. It's just a couple of seasons ago, Motherwell were like that. They were a very, very physical side. They never great players, but they were very physical. And look at our young centre-half, get his face smashed in and not even spoken to. And it was the same last night. Our young midfielder, get his face smashed in. But what do you call him? Morelos was battered first with his left hand, and the wee guy jumped in with his right elbow and smashed the boy in the face. So I don't know what they need to do to be able to see these things. I don't know what the papers see. I don't know what the reporters are saying about it. Probably nothing, because it was the Rangers. So there's something needs to be done. But going back to Livingston, That's how they're going to get points, because they've got a crap pitch and a terrible stadium by the look of it. But it looked great last night, full of Rangers fans, I must admit. But seriously, wow. They're not a great side, but they're physical. My God,
they're well organised. They're well organised. That boy Holt's done a good job for them, because he can only play with the tools he's got. I'll tell you, I seen at JFK, we started okay, the first 20 minutes, and I seen Harlander bringing the ball to defence. I thought, oh, I've not seen this for the big fella, And I think it was Tav who played a smashing ball through from memory, and I thinking, okay, we've settled okay here without doing a lot. We'd got the goal, and we're thinking, get another goal. This could be anything you like, But once you got to, once a Rebo went off, the last 15 minutes of the second half, the first half, they were really on top, and all of a sudden the two centre halves for they had just started really struggling.
Correct. When the goal went in, I was like yourself. I mean, I thought all my predictions are going to really come through here. 3 or 4-0. But yeah, you're right. As soon as Aribo got taken off, the whole complexity of the game changed, and we just seemed to go within ourselves. We imploded a bit, and the big guys, Dykes, you call him, he ragdolled our two centre halves the rest of the game. So they'll need to learn for that. And that's the type of football that Holt likes to play. He was a big bustling player himself, and he wasn't a fear player. He always liked to put himself about. So he's moulded that on the way he liked to play. So we're going to bump against that against teams like Livingston the rest of the season. But the big boy Hollander looked apart against Feyenoord, and then he looked apart the first 5-10 minutes yesterday, and I thought, hey, here we go, but no. What it was, the gaffer will sort that out, obviously, hopefully for Saturday against the Sheep. But they get ragged all a bit, Oxshire. But I'm not saying we get out of jail. I still say at 1-0, we deserve to win the match, mate. Definitely, we deserve to be the winning team. So it's no that they'll be playing rubbish and we get a scraped a result. We deserve to win it. We put up with some rough tactics on the night.
A fair comment. I mean, it was a bad half an hour for me, 15 minutes either side of half time, Bridgeman.
Yeah.
But if you look at the rest of the game, if you really look at it and dissect it, we were the team doing most of the attacking in the sort of first half hour and the last half hour. But they did worry us that middle third, if you like.
I think so, yeah. But I would even go as far as to say the last 3 minutes of the game, they were really pushing. So you could see what their intent was. They just wanted to go up there and pump the balls into the middle, because that's all they're really good at. Well, to me anyway, that's all they're really good at is these long balls, long throw-ins, long free kicks, corner kicks, get them right into the box and cause trouble, which is the kind of football we used to play 30 years ago, Get a big DJ up there or a Mark Haitley for the head the ball. And that's the way we might end up having to go against certain teams. We might have to go and get a big, powerful centre-forward and play them particularly against people like Livingston and get... But back to what I was saying last year and earlier on this year, go and get a big centre-half and kill everybody. Because that's
good point about the centre forward. Did we maybe miss out on my third choice striker there, JFK? Did we maybe see somebody last night he could have done as a turn and as a squad player?
Definitely. I mean, I've been saying that since the start of last season as well. I'm a fan of a big striker, and we definitely missed something like that last night. I mean, Hollander looks apart, but he got battered, so we should be having a big striker up there as well. A big 6 foot 3-4 striker last night. That might have been his game against a team like them, So they put themselves about quite well and tackle wise, and they're used to that surface. Will the gaffer go for somebody in January? Who knows? Will he go for a same type of striker? We don't know if Fred's going to be there in January. But we're not going to look too far ahead in that aspect. But I still say, whether we've got Fred there or no, we still need, I think, another striker.
I think arguably your centre forward was the best player last night.
Oh, you're right on that. Aye, as I say, we deserve to win the game. We definitely deserve to win the game. But we need somebody who can challenge these big players, you know. And I thought Hollander and Golson would have managed to do that. I mean, they should have learned the lesson for the last game against them. I mean, that big guy, you know, he gave him a bit of a roasting before he gets sent off. So you'd have thought they'd have learned for that mistake, you know. Keep a hold of the big guy, but they didn't do it. Especially Hollander. Hollander really, you know. And I watched it today again about what the Bridgeman was saying, you know, at the end of the game, what the gaffer was trying to show it to me as if he was trying to tell him how to turn, show, you know, when the ball's there, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's a terrible surface. You say that yourself, Oxia. It's a horrible surface for anybody to try and turn. You know.
Especially when you're 6'3", you know, that's me and your shoulders, me and you together. You know?
And another.
But I think the pitch was very, very, shall we say, slippy. There was nothing to do with the actual pitch. I think a mixture between, in my opinion, they didn't have the right boots on, because every single one of our players were struggling to get footing on it. But their players, you know, they seem to know.
You remember back just after the Ice Age, and you'd be playing, and there was boys that were always good on when it was frosty, and there was other boys just couldn't take to it. That's what it reminds me when you play in the plastic pitches.
Some of them can get a grip.
People will say that pros should be able to do anything, but if you're not confident in your fitting, you kick the ball differently, and that sounds a bit an excuse, but it's a fact.
It is, pal. It is. Sorry, Jimmy.
If you notice before the game, right, we were watching it there, and there was a wee carry on with Alfredo where he gets soaked a few times by the sprinklers. They had these sprinklers on heavy duty for a good 10-15 minutes. So, I mean, I don't know what kind of drainage is on these type of parts, but, I mean, some of the way our players were going about, it was very, very slippy. So, can you blame that? I don't know. You know, I just think that, don't say we had a bad night at the office. I just think that on the night, we just didn't perform to the 100% potential that we know we've got. So, again, it's a win, and it's a good win. It's not just a scraped win. It's a win into the semi-final of the League Cup. So I've got to take that joy of that.
Agreed, pal. I heard a couple of the boys talking last night and tonight already with Jimmy. Were saying that boy was a handful. Their centre forward, and you think to yourself, in years gone by, you know, for Scott Simon onwards, anyone who played really well against us, we tended to show an interest, and within a few weeks, months, the guy was signing for us. Obviously, that can't happen now, so you'd have to wait until January. Personally speaking, I know the guy quite good. He's playing well for Livingston. He probably played well for Community South. But the thing is, I wouldn't see that guy in our team, because he put there was a couple of tackles he got in on Goldson yesterday. In fact, one wasn't a tackle. He just jumped in as if he was jumping in for the ball. He had no intentions of going for the ball, and he just about took his head off, you know.
I mean, he's the big fellow. Yeah. But Cullybacky, just to let you know, John Flanagan's injured. But I mean, we picked on the team. Everybody was quite happy with it. For me, Barisic was the best of our back four. Al McGregor kept a clean sheet, so we got nothing wrong. I thought the whole midfield was quiet, particularly Kamara. And in the second half, I thought Ryan Jack went anonymous. Just my opinion, the way I seen it. Alfredo kept us going, and the boy Aribo showed us he's got lightning pace. That run he done.
Absolutely, Paul.
But he doesn't offer enough, in my opinion. People might see it different. And if they see it different, what's the number, JFK?
It's 0141 356 1972.
Where else can they join us, Bridge?
They can join us on Skype at rangersradio.online, and it'll get brought in by Old School Blue, who'll look after you, and enjoy yourself. It's a nice night.
Fox is actually doing, because we've not seen him, he's away doing, he's queuing up for the Thomas Cook sale.
Oh, dear.
Poor Foxy. Poor Foxy. You know, we're all laughing here. That might be true.
No, I'm all muckers on a sabbatical. We'll be back with soon. But that's the way I seen it, and I'm not being rude. I thought the guys who were poor last night were very poor. I thought Kamara, after getting the goal, was poor. I thought the two centre-backs for about a half an hour period were atrocious, I'm being honest. I thought Tav looked somebody who doesn't like the surface, because we've seen Tav in these surfaces before. And the midfield was as quiet as I've seen them all season, JFK.
Aye, Cully Backey's putting a lobbery and he's summed up. He just took my sentence away from me there. We looked scared. At times we looked scared of him. And I don't know if that was the pitch that was doing that or if, the physicality of the game. I couldn't actually pick out what I would say would be that I'd pick a man of the match. Oh, sure. I couldn't actually say that I could pick one player that stood out for me. I think the whole team just didn't perform the way we know they can perform. So I wouldn't even attempt to pick a man of the match. It was my word, as I said before, it was a turgid game at times. We didn't look as if we were going to break them down, and that was quite disappointing. But when we scored the goal, I thought we were going to go and score 3 or 4, maybe even 5. But that obviously never came to pass. But I think we did at times. We looked lethargic, scared, lazy at times. Is another word? I thought some of the play was very lazy. So we've got another chance now. We're still in the cup. We're in the semi-final, so it's no doom and gloom.
Oh, you don't see quarter-final performances when you're picking up a trophy, Bridgeman, do you?
No, very rarely, pal. I think that we played them 3 weeks ago, and they were every bit as tough at Ibrox as they were last night. And maybe with a wee bit more, maybe got a wee bit more looseness for the referee last night. I thought that some of the decisions with the refs and his team were just shocking. I really do. But I'm not going to warn too much about them now. They're finished. I think that Rangers and the Rangers players were, I think what Jimmy said there, when they were on that pitch, they probably heard, the ones that haven't played there before, have probably heard that much about it. They probably were very gentle with themselves and trying to feel their way into the pitch, and the Livingston players were just battering them, so it took them a long time to, shall we say, try to catch up with the pitch. But if it was me, if I was their manager, I would have been saying to them, no matter what happens, get tore into them. Whenever you can, get tore into them, because they're going to get tore into you. But it didn't look like that last night. There was only wee spaces.
We've not got that kind of player in our team, Bridge. We've not got a real natural ball winner. But before we carry on with that conversation, we'll be joined by Smurf. Evening, Smurf.
Hi, good evening.
All right, Smurf.
How are we doing, mate?
I'm no bad. I've been a bit better. I've been ill all week, actually. I've been really ill, but
that's good. That's better than the studying, isn't it?
That is, aye. I think that's what's made me sick, to be fair. But no, I'm doing good.
Good man. What's on your mind?
So just what you were saying there, we don't have any natural sort of, I don't know, real combative players. People that can really deal with physicality, maybe brutality, be a better word. I always remember Graham Souness saying, his attitudes to games were like, inviting the opposition to come in and have a game of football, or you can have a war, either or. I can do both. And that's, players like him on the 10 a penny, clearly. But they wouldn't be playing in Scotland anyway. But we need somebody of that ilk, somebody that can stamp their authority at a game and get involved, as it were. I think maybe they're missing a Katic at the back. I'm not sure if he's injured or no. Horses for courses for that game specifically. Maybe it'd been a wee mistake by the manager, but no, but definitely, going forward, maybe need something like that. Somebody with a bit more dig, and maybe the authorities need to finally do something about these plastic pitches and just ban them, because
I think we're all agreed that, and I think the players' union are working hard on it.
Aye.
Because the members are telling them that they don't want to play in it, and that tells you everything you need to know. That's all the clubs.
Yeah.
Can I come in with that, Alex? Yeah.
On you go, mate.
It's just to say, I agree with Smurf to a certain extent. I agree with everybody that's said in to a certain extent. But when we speak about Katic, I watched that game again this morning, and I have to be honest, it wouldn't have mattered who we'd put on there in the centre backs. They wouldn't have improved what was there. I think I honestly believe that Katic would have been probably mistimed the tackle and get sent off. That's what I reckon will happen. But because that pitch was a shock. Again, I'm away moaning about the bloody pitch. It's the same for everybody, but really, truly.
That's ifs, buts, and maybes, Bridgeman.
Of course, pal. Of course.
Aye. But I mean, the big talking point everywhere seems to be, but everywhere I've listened to the day and read, that why is Katic in the team? And I was an advocate of bringing Hollander in.
He did a thigh strain, mate. And we're getting him back in. He's on the bench last night, so he might appear at the weekend. He
might appear at the weekend. That's what I'm saying. So I mean, there's others there. I mean, is Jorge, whatever you might call him, is he ready for a run, or are we going to stick to Hollander and Golson? Golson looked really lost. He just, apart from Hollander getting ragdolled as well with the big centre forward, but Golson just didn't look at the races at all, and that's kind of scary leading up to Saturday. Let's hope we get all that sorted out for Saturday. But look, Livingston had done their homework. We humped them 3-1 at Bahrain Place, and they got their tactics right, and that's the way they play at their own midden, so they could have stole a goal, they'd have been happy. But we need to be smarter. Now, you keep saying that all the time, Moxia. We need to be smarter, and we don't have a ball winner with a ball player in the middle there at least, that can maybe control the play. I know Stephen Davis does a lot of good work when he's in there.
Brilliant, but no a natural. He's not going to go and win you the ball.
No, you're right.
Like Ian Ferguson or Stuart McCall, is he? He's not going to go and win the ball at that.
No, you're right.
Don't you think, guys, that we tended to play for half of your game was like playing the huge long kickouts with the defenders, i.e., or the goalkeeper, and it was always going high and way over. Sorry.
What they've done is JFK says your homework. We're passing it between the two centre backs.
Yeah.
If I was a team, I'd back right off and be quite happy for the two to get the ball, particularly on these surfaces. And then as soon as they get it, you spring on them, and that's where you. If you watched who was it? Somebody murdered somebody. It was Leeds and Aston Villa. It was ridiculous. They ended up 1-1. No, Leeds and Derby. Derby continuously passed the ball about their own 6-yard box, made all their own problems. Sometimes you just got to clear the ball early.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just think that, what can I say? I love my team, and I'm not going to say too much on the negative side of it, because it was the whole game was negative, right? The whole game negative. Apart from the fans were fabulous. That's probably the best part about that game, and us scoring a good goal. But if you look at it, we managed to, when we got the ball on the deck, and we put some lovely passes through to Ojo, and I must say this, young Ojo got in the box maybe 3 or 4 times, and had the goalkeeper brought 2 really good saves out of him. Other than that, he should have been passing the ball maybe a wee bit earlier. And Rangers could easily have scored. If Rangers had scored another one last night, they would have just collapsed, because everything was going on.
Ojo came into his own the second half in some respects, Smurf, but you wouldn't have known he was on the park the first half. You wouldn't have known.
No, I think also though that there's a lot of rough stuff flying about, and these guys they've not come up here to get injured. They've maybe no encountering football like this before. Let's be honest. They're playing a junior team there, really, and that's what they're like. And these guys are schooled in the game, educated, come through academies, etc. It's I don't really think it's their gravy. And over the course of the piece, the last 4 or 5 games, we've come out in a quarter final We went away, a team of hammer throwers, playing in one of the worst surfaces anywhere. Midweek game, bad injury to one of young up and coming player, and we've still won.
Yeah.
Last year we would have lost that game, maybe.
Well, last year, our first performance there, we get beat 1-0 and we were absolutely dreadful. Maybe even worse than we were last night. Look, going back to the Joe Aribo challenge, if you like, and I'm using the challenge loosely, I think it was a red card. I think it's serious foul play, and I tend to agree. We'll hear from the manager later on, but I tend to agree with the manager. But it doesn't need to be deliberate. It doesn't mean if it's just the position your arms end up in, and if you get caught, you catch somebody, it's a red card. JFK.
It was an absolutely scandalous attack on a player, and that's what it was. It wasn't a tackle, it was an attack. He had a fling out with his arm against Fred, just building up to that, and then, as you say, it doesn't need to be deliberate, but it was absolutely scandalous. I mean, I don't know where you are watching it, but the mutton face again, and that big other mutton head that's got sitting beside him, he's Craig, Craig, well, we can't remember his name, but he used to play with Motherwell. But there's one of them turned around and says that it didn't look as if it was as bad, because it looked as if the player was trying to protect himself. And that's typical. In the next sentence, they're talking about sending a Rangers player off. It was assault. And I've not seen anything as bad as that in a long, long time. Not just because it was a Gers player. It was an absolute... It was assault. There's no other way for it. And the fact that should have been on the other foot, they'd have been shouting. The fact we're doing a Rangers player, they'd have been screaming blue murder for a Rangers player to be sent off. So that just shows you the bias that's put towards Rangers. So I don't know what the situation is retrospectively. I've not heard anything at all today if he's going to get hauled up for it. But nobody's talking about it.
I'm not caring about that. I don't get that, because this retrospective stuff. If it goes against you and somebody gets it, they send him off. What good's that he does?
No, you're right.
He misses games against our opposition, and then it changes the whole game last night. So I really don't see how it benefits us or anybody with decisions against you. But for me, Smurf, it was a red card all day long.
It's an instant red, and I think that the pertinent point of what you made there is a really good point. Is that it doesn't need to be any intent. It was just outrageously stupid and dangerous play. And personally, I don't maybe think the boys went in to injure him, but he's certainly went in leading with his elbow. You're doing that.
Can I come in on that?
Hello, yeah.
On you go, Bridge.
So just to say, I have to agree with you, but in my opinion, I think he did go to injure him. 100%. That was assault. That was 100% assault. He just smacked Morelos with his left hand, took his 2 paces and jumped straight into Aribo, who was going to jump for the ball, straight into him and smashed him in the face. That's what that was. And that referee and his 2 linesmen and the 4th official, not one of them said anything. How can they not see that? And as Jimmy quite rightly said, you've got 2 pundits, supposedly really good pundits, allegedly, in BT Sport, plus a commentator. Not one of them said in. Not one of them said in. So that's 7 people who are, shall we say, with authority on BT Sport.
I thought the 2 pundits who were covering the game both said it was a red card, mate.
Aye, afterwards.
Lovell and McCoy's tie.
Lovell and McCoy's.
McCoy's and Lovell did it.
I'm talking about the one you're watching that game. But I don't think those pundits, they said it afterwards when they saw it 3 or 4 times. And I think that was just shocking. The blood was pouring out the boy's head. The referee must go, wait a minute, what's happened to you? And Mr. 4th official, what did you see? And if none of them seen anything like that, then there's certainly something wrong. And it was the same thing happened against Motherwell.
If you'd VAR and seen that, it's a red card.
Absolutely.
Referee, the referee should have set him off. But you can only give what you see, and I'm not what I call the guy's integrity into question. He got it wrong. Smurf.
I was just going to make is that anybody knows if you've played a game of football that if you're going up for a ball, you need to get a certain amount of purchase, to get up. But the direction, the trajectory of that ball when he was attacking it, you don't need to have your elbow. I mean, he's leading with his elbow. You don't try and head a ball with your elbow in front of your face. It may well
tap. It
may well be. May well have been intentional, and he's obviously earmarked as a danger man. He's only a young boy. He's come up here. He's playing in our Premier competition. He's doing really well. He's getting all the plaudits, and they thought, well, that's great. You're playing at Ibrox. You've got a crowd behind you. You've got a big pitch. It's like a bowling green. No pun intended. And they're going and playing in that wee midden, and let's get let's show them another side of their game. I just think as well, Scottish football culturally, it just shows you what it is. It's embarrassing. It's not moving forward. That's
Well,
bad.
we're not have to look at our coefficient and how all our teams go. And if they play to form, they could be a top 6 team this year, and that says everything what you're saying, Smurf.
There you go. I mean, when you look at teams like that, they're reminiscent of junior teams of the. Maybe I'm doing them a disservice, but junior teams of the 70s and 80s. I mean, it's just really, really.
They're well coached. They're well drilled on the park. They know where to move the ball. JFK on the park because they get their weight right because they know the surface. It's a big advantage. It's no like grass. The ball bounces different.
Of course it is. That's their training. I know Murray. Hummel has got a couple of artificials, but that's just for basic training. But they're on that 5 days a week. They're training hard on that. They get to know the run of the ball, the run of the park, how to play it. We don't. For us, it's a training park, and that's what artificial. We spoke about this before on here. That's what artificial surfaces are for training and having a 5-a-side kickabout. No for full-blown Premiership football, and that's why the Premiership in England banned it. But this is where UEFA need to step in. They're saying that it's okay because there's countries who have got the bad weather. So these 3 teams have fell into that and said, well, we want to do it. No, and it's money for them, but it's killing football. As you say, that when hitting the ball along the deck, the ball runs no bad. It runs quite true. But when the ball's bouncing, players are trying to run or tackle. Again last night, you seen players, they were going in full-blooded, but our players weren't up for the fact of sliding in, getting in for a 50-50 ball. They were pulling away a bit, and I don't blame them. I don't care if it's a 3G or a 4G and people are saying it's one of the best surfaces going. No, it's no for the professional football in the Premiership, mate. I'm sorry, but it's got to be dealt with, and it's got to be dealt with as soon as. And the players' union ought to sort it out along the rest of the EFL.
Jimmy, you normally keep your ear to the grindstone as far as this is concerned. But have we heard anything from any other source? Like maybe you've heard something about Radio Clyde or BBC. Has anyone commented on that thuggery on our player? Do you know if anyone has commented other than us? Anyone commented on it?
Well, I've listened to various since yesterday, and everybody so far on Radio Snide and Radio Scotland was saying it was a Stonewall sending off. But that's after the event. My concern was during the game when the co-commentators decided they were going to say that he was protecting himself. But they weren't in the programme effort to change their minds or anything, so that's mutton for you. But it seems to be the general consensus was that he should have been sent off. And the general consensus as well, Bridge, is that a lot of the ex-professionals, pundits, say the same as what we are saying. These types of parks are conducive for good football. But dangerous.
Yeah.
Very, very dangerous.
Do you think then that if there's enough pundits slash media saying enough about it, do you think that the compliance officer will even get involved in it in any way?
Well, there's a possibility. I'm with Ox here, and the fact is that it doesn't really matter one way or the other. And the fact is that we've lost a player now for one game minimum. It's we could have ended up losing the game last night because of that injury. We could have been down to 10 men through just But so it's up to the powers that be. If they want to bring him in for dangerous play and cite him for that, then But I agree with what Oxy said there. I mean, it just means it'll be missing a couple of games against our opponents. So while we want to see him punished, the ship sailed now. It's gone.
But
maybe you should be banned when you play in that team again. That should be the rules.
That's a good point.
I just think that something. If all these people are saying the same as us, that was a shocking thing that happened to the boy. He was 20 stitches. What are the clubs going to do? What are the authorities going to do about it? Surely somewhere along the line, somebody running our football above the game level, above the actual playing level, says, we've got to do something about this. Bring the guy in and let's see. But if it's never been reported, then nothing's going to happen.
We had the ban on Cardozo in the Cup semi-final, which I'll argue was maybe even worse than that challenge last night.
It was indeed.
But my original reaction was with Aribo is I was concerned about him. I really was. When he was doing it, you could see that blood flowing. I went, oh, here, geez, oh. I was really glad when he went up and he walked off the pitch, Yeah. Anyway, we'll be joined by
at least 3 weeks anyway, Oscar. I'm sorry, pal. Sorry.
We'll be joined by a couple of people. We've been joined by Stardog. Evening, Stardog.
Evening, guys. How you doing?
Your wish is my command.
Thank you, mate.
We've also been joined by Albert. Evening, Albert. How's it going, mate?
No bad. How you all doing, guys?
Oh, you've been a good mood. It's Thursday, no pension day.
Yeah, Thursday's duvet day.
Yeah. It's like because you got a few quid in the hip. How are we doing, mate? What's on your mind?
I was just phoning up, Ox, with that Aribo challenge. I mean, there's certain boys that it's unwinnable. You know what I mean? And they're unwinnable, so you're not getting in for them. You shouldn't be getting in for them. The fact that guy looked at that ball, and it's Aribo's ball, he's going to win it. He should back half, but no. That Holt's got them all that fired up that he's getting in for a ball he can't win, so it's dangerous, and he means to hurt the boy. He knows he's getting to hurt that boy. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's back to the Motherwell carry on, where they kicked us off the park in the semi-final. I mean, it was ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But again, at that time, Motherwell got all the plaudits. Oh, what a great team, well organised, all the strong, hard. That Brendan Rodgers came out straight after that game and said, I hope they don't play like that in the final, get away with that in the final. No, this Livingston team have just picked up where they've left off. Right. And that's why they're sitting up with Taylor. It tells you everything you want to know about Scottish football. When a team like that are sitting in the top six of the Premier League, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Stardog?
Aye, 100%, mate. Just agree with what Albier's saying there, mate. Look, we're going to need to take King's Lass out of the game because, I mean, he could have been knocked clean out last night. I didn't think it was that bad until I seen him lying in the ground, the same as you guys, with the blood pooling that he said. And, I mean, honestly, mate, I watch UFC and that's a blood sport and you don't even get injuries like that in the UFC, mate. Honestly, his head was split wide open. So that's a tackle that's intent
Did they do any legends fighting in that UFC? I'm trying to get a Bridger fight.
Oh, the legends fights, mate. I'll tell you what, they're fighting for a belt they know that Bridge could fight for. It's the BMF title. It's the baddest mother title.
He's wearing braces, man. Now, if we can get braces rather than a belt, we'll go for that.
Aye, shocking challenge, Ox.
Red card all day long, end of, and it is. I mean, and 100%, you can talk about the Hollander one. They can talk about it. The Cows come home, but if that changes the game, they get down to 10 men. The ball might not go here to Hollander for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Did you hear Sutton calling him Elmander?
No,
Chris Sutton on Sky Sports and the BT Sport. Elmander, the whole game. Absolutely shocking. Anyway, sorry guys, sorry.
I wish we didn't have to listen to him. I've got to be honest with you. Sometimes I just turn him off personally, but there you go. It's so deliberate, it's unbelievable. Insults your intelligence, JFK.
Of course it does. It's nice to listen to Tom getting his dulcet tones, but sitting there and you're listening to him, and he's just an angry man. Look, he's never forgot about the day we beat them by 1 goal when Mikel Arteta scored a penalty and accusing Dunfermline of laying down to us. He's never got over that, and he never will. Every chance he gets, he tries to put the boot into Rangers. I nearly swore there, but he's just a nasty person. He does it down there. I mean, there's a programme on if you're not playing on a Saturday, and I do sit and watch it, and it's there's about 6 of us sitting in a studio, and he's usually there. And they don't like him down there either. There's that famous video with Paul Ince giving him the fingers and the hand signal and that, So he's not a very well-liked person, and I'm not surprised that. So it's horrible to listen to, and do you know what gets me about the commentary? And this is no paranoia, guys, and a lot of the people in the lobby will probably agree with me. See when a Rangers game's on and Rangers score, I mean, the commentary's there, but see when the puddle drinkers score, especially if they score against us, you can tell who's all supporting the puddle drinkers. They're ecstatic because their team has scored, and that's the horrible thing, and that happens on Sky as well. So people like Mutton, he'll not be here longer because BT's contract ends this season, so we might not see a lot of him. But he's nasty person.
Oh, I'm really pleased you told us that. Really pleased.
All right, I'm going to go across to Albert, we're senior correspondents. I'd maybe get you a tag match with Bridge for this seniors braces we're going for. Do you fancy it? You up for it?
Aye, you need to bring a couple of glasses for our teeth, but aye, I'm up for it.
Well, it saves on the gum shields if you just take your teeth right out, doesn't it?
Oh, that's it. Aye, nasty sock.
On my teeth, you know what I mean?
Love it.
Can I ask you a question? I know you've had your opinion on the past, and you're a man of opinions. Goldson.
All right. Oh, last night's goals for me last night. Oh, good. What I say about that boy? He gets on my nerves. He really does. The two of them didn't play well. That's a fact. But hey, what I did like about the team last night, and a lot of people saying that they didn't get in and they were feared and all that. I didn't see them fear. I thought a few of the players, in fact, quite a lot of the players, all stood up to it. And I was happy about that. And I was happy the way we won, and I was happy we won. And I'm saying to myself, no, that'll do me. And Jared was right. It's a way of winning. But then when you start, I watched it again today, and I said that to Jimmy before. I like to watch it a second time and I do get I do change my mind on a lot of things, and I see a lot of things different. So I specifically wanted to look at Big Goldson. And he didn't have a good game. There's no getting away from it. He just didn't have a good game. And he doesn't like the rough stuff. He just doesn't. Goldson's a blocking centre half. He blocks. The only two centre halves that we've got to attack the ball is that boy Edmondson and Katic. They're the only two centre halves that attack a ball. Now, we keep talking about learning. That big boy, that big centre forward, ragdolled us about 2 weeks ago. Now we put Helander in. Now, Golson was playing that game, and he shirked big Katic, and you're saying to yourself, I'm saying it during that game, and I'm going, what are you shirking Katic? You're having a nightmare. As far as I'm concerned, you're having a nightmare. You don't shirk anybody. You go on with your own game, start concentrating your own game to play better. But then again, last night, I'm going, right, what did you learn for it 2 weeks ago? Absolutely nothing. They played the guy the exact same way. And you're going, are you never going to work out a system? You go, right, we know if we could stop this guy, that's 80% of the attacking options taken out right away, as long as we stop him. So you stick two people on him, one in the front, one in the back. You can't beat him there, but the guy in the front is putting him off. He attacks him for the side when the ball's in the air. Oh no, as we get back to doing exactly what we've done before. Big Golson passed him on to Elner last night. He didn't want anything to do with him last night. He's like, I'd put him away. I can't handle that boy. So you're sitting going, so what's all the shouting about you're a great centre-half and you're this, that and the next thing? You're not even fast. And that Sutton kept picking up on the two of them. And that wasn't for our benefit. That was for Celtic's benefit. He's telling them. He's scouting for them. He's analysing games for them. He's letting them know, by the way, boy, they two are gubbed. They'll no catch you. So I'm looking at this bigger goals. And to me, I like the boy, but he's no good at it. See when that boy, the centre-forward, tackled him high up and he burst all his socks and all that. You know what I mean? It was a badging. The guy should have been sent off for that. It's a straight red. He should have been sent off for it. But it's his reaction. It's, oh, look at my socks. Oh, look at... I'm going, that's not a Rangers centre-half. A centre-half does that. You just don't do that. You just get up, dust yourself down and smack him. The next time you get a chance, you smack him. You let him know. You're not doing that to me, son. I'll put you in a stretcher if you do that. You try that game with me again. But no goals. He's running about pointing his soap to the referee. And you're going, stop being a wimp. Stop being an absolute wimp and just give it to the guy. Do it properly and give it to the guy. But that's my opinion on goals. I mean, I'm not disliking the Hawks, but he's no my first choice.
All right,
I think you're a bit of a bully, Albert.
You used to be a great tag team. Anyway, we've been joined by George Logan. Evening, George.
Good evening, boys. How are you doing? You all right?
George.
I came in never played well last night, Ox. Of course, we never. I don't think there was many pass marks. We Alfredo, the goalkeeper, and Barisic would probably get pass marks for me. We win the game. We're into the next round. That's the most important thing. We never won a game of football last night, Ox. We won a battle. And again, we didn't like going back, but I always do go back and look back. And speaking to a boy at work yesterday, said I think it's a tough one for us tonight. It would be a tough one for us going there, on that park. We're a better team than them, Oaks, but they're good at what they do. They set it up well. They like a good fight and a good kick. And we came out on top of that, Oaks. I don't think we would have done that last season. I think we would have probably surrendered, maybe let them get in the last couple of minutes, maybe even lost the game or drew the game to take it to extra time or anything like that, Oaks. So for me, it's positive. I think we've crossed a barrier last night that we probably wouldn't have done last season. We're in the next round of the Cup. We're going to Hampden. Do I think our defenders were great last night? I don't think they were. I don't think Tab done anything wrong. I heard a lot of folk today on certain forums not having a wee pop at Tab. I think Tab, I think it's easy to have a pop at him. I don't think he done anything wrong for me last night. I thought Barisic played well. I'm not going to pick on the guy, but it's getting to the point now, Ox. And I've said that a few times. I ken he scores goals and I ken he sets up goals and he has got that wee bit of magic about him. But the boy Ojo for me, Ox, he's really starting to get on my wick because he really is a good player. See, if you're a bad player and you've not got any candidate, that's fine. He's a good player and he makes wrong decisions, makes big runs, and he just makes the wrong decision. And he's starting to frustrate me a wee bit, Ox. And I ken we're a wee bit thin on the wings, and maybe that's why he's got to play. But I think when Kent and Jones comes back and things like that, and Barker's back, I think he'd need to take a few games on the bench for me because I think he's just frustrating me, Ox. He really is just frustrating me.
I mean, I don't want to turn into the Ojo Whitman show, but I tend to agree with you, George. Yeah, I'm going to go to Starduggan and GFK with this because obviously they've followed Ojo's career. They might have different views on it. I just think he lacks a bit of heart, personally. On you go, Stardug.
I don't know, mate, about the heart. I think George kind of hit the nail on the head there. He is a player, mate. Everybody can see that. It's the indecisiveness, mate. It's no lifting our head. They're just gone for glory. For me, George, I don't know what you thought last night, mate. I actually thought he was just straight out greedy last night with a couple of shots, mate. And I think he's under this illusion that he just needs to dink it by goalkeepers. He actually doesn't put a lot of power behind his shots, mate. When really that goal against Feyenoord proves, Ken, that he can strike a ball. I thought it was greed. Last night, mate, there was an opportunity in the second half where he could have picked out Alfredo. He was waiting in the middle. He only had to cut it across, and the camera went to Alfredo Morelos after it, mate, and you could see even he was raging with him. So I'm hoping after that last night there's a conversation that's took place in the dressing room and their training, mate, and kind of working out what his strengths are. I mean, we all know what his strengths are, but his weaknesses clearly for me is he's no good at decision making, mate. And I mean, he is a bit greedy, so he just needs to pass the ball and release it that bit earlier and continue his runs and find the space. I mean, I've seen a wee bit of an improvement on him run-wise and things like that, but I know that he's looking for more and things like that, so I'm going to keep believing in him, mate. I'm going to keep fighting his corner to the end, man. That's going to be my opinion, mate, until he really does something bad. As long as he keeps getting the wee assists and the wee goals here and there, I'm sure his performances all round will improve, mate. At least I hope so.
This is going to be some bout when we get this ring sorted, because I'll tell you, mate, you can't put heart in the dog. And you seen that last night when Alfredo went and done the sliding tackle when Ojo backed to a tackle. And once people know that in the professional game, you're done. GFK?
Aye, well, you all know the way I felt about Ocho when he came, and I was waxing lyrically about him, same as Stardog, having watched him for a couple of seasons, but I just think what I've been seeing the last couple of games is an SB, you know what that word means. I just think if you're going to pull away out of tackles like that, then you're not, for me, you're no use. I don't care what position you play in. You've got to put yourself about, and I just don't think he's going to cut it. It's Scottish football. He played under 23 league and he was a star there, but that was under 23 league, and maybe my assessment then was a bit too hasty. But I would say that for me at this moment in time now, I've changed my mind about him. I don't think he's going to cut it in the rough and tumble of Scottish football, mate. I just can't see it. It just doesn't look as if he's up for it at times.
Can I just come in there, guys?
Smurf, he's fast. He's got a good left feet. He can strike a ball.
I think what the boys are saying there, it's a sad state of affairs, Scottish football, where you're getting top young talent coming up. They're going to take time to settle in and adjust, but it's the environment that we play in. Thinking these guys having to go to it or whatever. I disagree. It's different now. People don't sort of come up through amateur junior levels or play boys club football and then get picked up on S forms anymore. Those days are gone. It's all through academies, and it's all structured, and it's education and coaching and throwing yourself about like a half-wit isn't part of the curriculum. So I don't really see that.
If you back out a challenge at anything,
but you've got to look at the challenge. You've got to look at the challenge. Is it a 50-50 challenge? Is he sort of a wee bit smarter?
It was 60-40 in his favour.
Well, maybe that's it. But what I'm saying is
it the first time he's done it? GFK?
No,
is it the first?
No, I think I remember the Foxman saying at his side of the park. We sit opposite sides and that. And I remember, I'm sure the Fox said one of the games before at Ibrox and I don't know if the word they used was disgrace, but it was more than a 60-40 tackle, and he just didn't want to put his foot in. I can agree with Smurf saying when the rough and tumble, and I mean you don't expect him to get in and do that, but I expect him to tackle Smurf and pulling out a tackle. I mean I'm only 5'6", mate, and I was a wee nippy right winger, but I was feared of nobody. When I tackled, I tackled. That was part of my job. Up that right wing, tracking back, and as I say, maybe I wasn't the greatest of football players, but I enjoyed my foot when I wasn't feared. So these guys shouldn't be pulling out a tackle.
My problem for the Blues GFK is we've noticed that. Or the old pros will notice it, the other teams will notice it. And they'll mark him accordingly. Hit him once and he'll disappear.
Well, that happens. I get clattered a few times. As I say, I was a bad nippy wee right winger. And obviously quite tricky at times, and I knew right away, as soon as I nutmegged the big left back, the next time I was going up against the left back, I'm up in the air. But I'm a different make, and I'm like you, I come for Partick and I fear nothing, you know what I mean? So I decided I'm going to get the big guy. Sometimes I come out second best, but you know something? I still went for the tackle, Oxtier. And that's what he should be doing. All kidding aside.
I accept your point, Smurf, about the thuggery. But I don't know if we're talking about thuggery. I think we're just talking about the rough and tumble again.
I think I sort of do agree with what I'm saying is it's very easy to look at this game in isolation, or a number of games, and say he's not putting his foot in, he's fear, he's scared. But you've got to look at this guy's come up through Liverpool's academy. Culturally, it's no part of their curriculum. It's not a thing. It doesn't exist. So it's they've not had the exposure to that kind of stuff. Look at Borna Barisic, right? To me, the issues you're talking about could be you could identify them and apply them to Barisic when he first came in.
Potentially.
But look how he's blossomed. In fact, he was probably one of Rangers' better players yesterday. And look how he's evolved and blossomed. So what I'm saying is, it's not even October yet. So let's just calm down. Give the boy a bit of chance to get up to speed with it, to get bedded in, to sort of, right, this is what we're about. It's not all about 50,000 at Ibrox and a big pitch, playing on a bowling green, loads of times and acres of space. It's space to run into. It's gone to dumps like that midweek with guys that are, hopeless, really. Let's be honest. Want to boot you up and down the place, and so he's going to need the exposure and come to terms with it, and then grow through it, and it'd be better for it further down the line.
He's not a kid, but that's the trouble. If he was 17, I could maybe get him. He's about 22, and he comes Bridgman, and then we'll go to Albert.
What I was going to say was that Smurf's right. There's a lot of things he said is absolutely wise. They've got the guys today have got to be very careful of any tackles they go into, because they could be, shall we say, the one that's going in could in fact get penalised heavier than the guy that's got the ball, or the two guys going in it. So 60-40. Sometimes it goes out. You're not even getting 50-50s anymore with some referees. So people are very wary of being noted as the hardest tackler, the dirtiest tackler. You've noticed that with our boy Ryan Jack. A number of times he gets penalised. He gets penalised a lot when wasn't really a foul. It's a foul against him, but because he's going in there and going for it, and that's what I was meaning with that. And he's had a couple of red cards for no reason at all, other than he's went in for a tackle. That's my opinion. It's only my opinion. I believe it. I think that what Smurf's talking about is a lot of sense. I like the boy Ojo in the attacking side of things. I really do. I don't know if we expect him to go back and make tackles. If we do, I've seen him doing a couple, but really and truly, he does not like going in for a tackle. It might be his wisdom. It might be just fear. I don't know. Or he might be thinking, I've got a career to go ahead of me. I don't need to be doing this. But I don't know. But he needs to watch. Oxtear's absolutely right. If he is seen to balk away or jump away from tackles in any way, shape or form, he will very quickly be picked up with some of the baddies in our league, and they'll leather him.
In any league, Bridge, in any league.
Yeah, in particular our league, That's...
And you come on, Bill.
To me, the boy, Ojo, his ability and his speed are no in question. They're just no in question. The boy's got ability and he's got speed. When I see the boy play, he just looks like a boy who, to me, is just marking time. He's up at Rangers to get a bit of experience and a bit of game time, and I don't blame the boy, by the way. He's not going to fire into these tackles. He's got a career to take care of. It's all right, Israel shouting the ball and kill him, get in there. But that boy's looking at a multi-million-pound career, and he's not going to put himself in jeopardy against these knuckle draggers, these shaved apes.
No, but I don't think...
No for Rangers. No, for Rangers. He's thinking about a Premiership career. He's not thinking about, I'm going up on a Wednesday night to play Livingston. He's not thinking of that.
I don't think we're talking about getting in a crunching tackle, Albert. I'm talking about there's a couple of tackles that he's pulled out of that you'd expect any player to go in for, But that's Gerrard. Gerrard needs to manage him now. Gerrard knows he's not going to get into these. There's certain games that you can play the boy in certain games. The boy's telling you himself there's certain games you can play me and certain games I'm not interested in. Now, the Livingston game he's not interested in. And, hey,
look, guys, I mean, I'm a great believer. You've heard me say it before. You don't take a step backwards. But these young boys, especially these ones on loan, no Warren players now, the ones that are on loan, I can't blame them. I really can't blame them. They're looking at their own career and going, I'm not getting involved in this. No way. I got a broken leg, or I got a really bad injury. I got one of the knee injuries, and I'm out for a year and a half. No,
Anyway,
I'm not going to waste my career. Sorry, guys.
On these thoughts, we'll go back to George after we have a tune. Get yourself in mute, lads.
They come from all of Glasgow, they come from near and far. They come from every Highland glen, from here to Lochnacar. They sail from dear old Belfast to the bonny banks of Clyde. They gather round to Timeless Park and loudly sing with pride. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. In case you didn't catch it, friend, now set your mind at rest. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. To the boys in blue of Ibrox High, the Scotland's very best. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. In case you didn't catch it, friend, now set your mind at rest. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. To the boys in blue of Ibrox High, the Scotland's very best. There's Richie Shearer, Robin, John Craig McKinnon too. There's Baxter, Henderson, George McLean, they proudly wear the blue. There's Miller, Brandon, Wilson, what better could you want? Plus 70,000 Rangers fans that proudly sing this chant. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. In case you didn't catch it, friend, I'll set your mind at rest. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. To the boys in blue, the Ibrox High, the Scotland's very best. Richie Shearer, Robin, John Craig McKinnon too. There's Baxter, Henderson, George McLean, they proudly wear the blue. There's Miller, Brandon, Wilson, what better could you want? Plus 70,000 Rangers fans that proudly sing this chant. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. In case you didn't catch your friend, I'll set your mind at rest. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. To the boys in blue of Ibrox High, the Scotland's very best. To the boys in blue of Ibrox High, the Scotland's very best.
It's R-A-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. You wouldn't get away with that record now with the dyslexic people about.
I know.
George, you started the debating a Rebo. I've had my concerns since I first seen the boy, if I'm being honest. He's got all the attributes to be a player, but there's meant to be it's getting the whole bits of the jigsaw.
Well, that's it. So I'm not saying that, because I can see the guy's got it. Some of the runs he does, some of the goals he scores, some of the passes he makes. I'm not saying I'm not wanting the boy anywhere near the team. I'm not saying that. Also, I'm saying the guy's got to make a role for us. I think he's got a lot to make a role for us. Then he's actually giving us. He's scoring goals, of course, as he's setting up goals. But I think some of the times, I mean, they brought him Morelos last night, simple ball, and we're and the boys in the back of the net. They brought Arfield and the boys in the back of the net. It's just these sort of things like that. And like you say, pulling out of tackles and things like that. I'm not expecting the guy to go into tackle with these, like Billy's man calls it, these big gorillas and things like that, and go right through them. It's not going to happen with the wee guy. I just expect a wee bit more from him. And I think maybe when Kent comes back and JJ comes back, I think, I'm not saying they're world beaters either, Rox, I'm not saying that for a second, but I think we'll have a wee bit more to play with.
Aye, fair comment, everybody. I'm going to start with Stardog with this one, and just, again, it's only my opinion. People might see it differently. I thought the boy Gran Kamara looks as if somebody's a wee bit void of confidence, Stardog.
Well, for me, mate, that's been a kind of story for Glenn all season. Really, I don't think he's came anywhere near the levels that he was playing for his last season, mate. I don't know what it is, because I mean, he seems to be doing it for the international side. Is it the lack of consistency? I don't know, mate. It just, I would say he's a player shy of confidence as well. Ox. He just doesn't seem to be his usual self. I mean, like you said, I think it was yourself that mentioned that after that goal last night, he just faded even more into that game. He wasn't effective at all in the midfield. So I think that's been the story for the past couple of weeks, mate. Maybe even for the start of the season. Any game he's come in, he's never really been that player that was getting in there for the tackles and winning balls and getting us up the park fast at the end of last season. So I hope everything's all right with him, mate. It might be a personal issue or whatever. We just don't know. Yeah, just hope he gets back to form soon.
Bridgeman? Oh, we'll go to JFK.
Well, I touched on this last night, sure. I mean, we were talking about the team at the start, before the game started last night, Oxy, and well, we're all raving about him last season when we know a £50,000 steal, what a player he is, and we were over him in about the signing, you know. And this season he's no set the hair on fire, as they say, innit? No, I think he lacks confidence in it. I don't know what's causing that, but for me, he's fairly. I was quite surprised he played last night. But I could see the natural way of doing that. But for me, it looks to me as if he's lacking in confidence. Does he look interested at times? I noticed that last night. You know, I'm not saying he's staring into the sky or that, but it just, for some reason, he just doesn't look interested. He's somewhere else, you know. So he needs to get that out his game if he wants to become a Rangers first teamer and regular. So he's playing with the biggest club in the world, and he's got to learn to, maybe spat the dumb out because he wasn't getting a game for a couple of weeks. And I don't know, maybe he's a moody player, but he's certainly not at the races at the moment, mate. Definitely no.
Smurf and then George.
I read a wee article where he said in it that, you know, he sort of recognised himself and admitted himself he hadn't been hitting the levels, although he'd been doing it at international level. And but he did say that he plays in a different position for the national team, a more advanced sort of role for them. And I think, you know, you can only sort of guess at what's going on, but, you know, you wonder if newer players coming in the close season sort of, you know, making way for a Rebo. You wonder if that's affected his confidence, you know, and also I wonder if the role the manager wants him to play, maybe he's not terribly suited to that. But sometimes, you know, I wonder if Steven Gerrard's maybe sort of he's tinkering with things is really having a detrimental effect, you know, because he's finding his feet.
I was quite happy with Davis coming out of the team last night because his age. He's the best football player we've got, Davis. I'm not saying he's the best player, but he's the best football player we've got.
Oh, aye, undoubtedly.
You know?
No, I see that, but I don't know if that good players will say he should be able to play anywhere, but maybe the boy's not comfortable there, you know. And again, he's come through an academy at Arsenal, you know. He's not been subjected to that. Maybe he's not interested in it. It's another thing to think about.
Can I just say, Ox, see when Joe Aribo went off last night, I was actually really surprised that they brought on Steve Davis, mate. I thought they would have brought on Andy King. I thought they'd still tried to rest Steve Davis. Yeah.
Aye. Funny enough, I thought Andy King done alright when he came on last night.
Aye, I thought he did alright when he came on as well. That's what I'm saying. When Aribo went off, I thought maybe they would have brought Andy King on and still tried to kind of save Steve Davis, but obviously he's the man, Steve Davis, isn't he, mate? There's nothing wrong with him coming on at all, but just, you know, with the way they were playing and how physical they were being, if anything was to happen to him last night, that would have been a terrible miss. So I was actually surprised they never brought Andy King on, a straight swap for Aribo, but I'd like to see him getting a bit more of a chance, Andy King, mate, because he is a player.
When you go, mate.
I was just going to say, young Kamara, we can't hang people out to dry, in my opinion. I think he's, shall we say, he went in for a couple of tackles last night, but I don't think that's his game. He's a very, very good ball player, in my opinion. between a certain two lines on the pitch, if you follow what I mean, you know. They scored a smashing goal last night, went in for a few tackles and won it, and one of the guys would get a free kick against him, and I think he get booked. But it's not obviously that's not his strength. He's not a tackler. He's not a Ryan Jack in the team. He's not even a Steve Davis. They can go in and win the ball in different ways. That guy is a creator. He'll create things. He'll try and push the ball rather than blutter it, you know. And that's the way I look at it. And I think that I think he's a smashing player for us. But I have to say that Aribo wins it hands down. We need to get him back as quickly as possible because he needs to play, in my opinion.
All right, but I just think that was the point for some of the point for last night. Albert.
Well, the boy Kamara. I mean, the boy Kamara. He's playing in Scottish football, and we all said when we signed him, what a player! What's he playing in Scottish football for? Is this the reason why he's playing in Scottish football? Because he can't sustain it? Or I'm thinking he's just going through a lull. I hope the boy's just going through a lull. I think he's going through a lull. The boy will come back. But again, whatever position he plays for Finland, he should be playing in that position for us because he gets the man of the match for Finland all the time. And it's no against Diddy teams. I mean, he done it against Italy and he done it against Greece. And you're sitting going, well, what position is he playing for Finland? I don't know what it is. But whatever it is, he should be playing it for us. But does he put somebody out of the team that's one of the favourites? Because that's what I don't like about Gerrard at the moment. He's too loyal to players. You're going to, hold on a minute, you've got to put the best person in the right position. Is Kamara suffering because he's not playing the right? I don't know, but it seems a strange one that the boy played out his skin last year, and then what we've got to know is the shadow of the boy we had last year. I hope he comes back. I really do, because I like the boy. I do like him. I think he's got it.
I'm interested to see what pans out. I'm only critiquing last night's game. I'm not saying that Glenn Kamara has not been a good buy for us.
No.
I'm only talking about last night's game, George. And I think we're fair and honest.
That's what I'm saying, Ox. I mean, I don't think any of us are hanging anybody to dry at that here. My opinion on wee Ojo is he's a cracking wee player. He's really got it. I think we're lucky to have a wee guy like that. But I think he should be lucky to beat a team like Rangers today and step up some of the times. I think he's better than what he actually is. Glenn Kamara, I think Glenn Kamara is possibly what Wilber's saying there. He's maybe played out of position, but we're not hanging anybody out to dry here. We're just basically critiquing the team. I think a lot of folk would probably be honest and say maybe 3, possibly 4 guys got pass marks last night for me. McGregor, Barisic and wee Alfredo probably got pass marks, and Steve Davis when he won. Really everybody else, we done the job. It was a battle and we got through to the next round. Ox, that's the most important thing. And not the one about Andy King. I'm not one of these guys that thinks when somebody sits on the bench for 2 or 3 games becomes a world beater. I think I would like to see him getting a few chances, Ox, and just to see what he can actually do in the midfield. I'm quite excited to have a guy like that. He's won the Premiership. I kind of had a few injuries last season and that, but it might be hard to get into our midfield, but I really want to see him try and get into our midfield. We've got a lot of games coming up, so it'd be good to see what he can actually do for us, Ox, and what he can offer us.
On his cameo last night, I thought he'd done all right, Starbuck. Then JFK.
Was that Andy King, Ox?
Aye.
Aye, mate. I mean, I've said it before we brought him in. I was excited to bring him in, mate. I would like him to get some more game time before the season, but obviously there's a couple of players you can't really remove for that midfield in my eyes, mate. Ryan Jack and Stephen Davis are definitely the 2 starters, so I would like to see Andy King get maybe a chance, mate. I mean, he is a box-to-box midfielder. He can get goals as well. His record with Leicester proves that early years, mate. So, I mean, he can play in the edge of the box. He can do a bit of everything, mate. He's big and he's physical as well, so I would like to see Andy getting a lot more chances, mate, but obviously, if we keep winning games, you don't want to change the team too much. So, he'll just need to be patient. And then when he does get his chance, mate, which I'm sure he will due to injury or suspension or at some point during the season, I'll just hope he takes his chance, mate.
All right, everybody. Maybe enough about last night's game. Looking back and depressing myself in some respects. Let's look forward. So, get yourself a mute and let's hear from your manager, Steven Gerrard, MBE.
How's Joe Aribo this morning? Stephen, have you seen him yet?
I've not spoke to him this morning. I spoke to him late last night. He was okay. Pretty sore and pretty shocked, really. I don't think he envisaged going away with 20 stitches in his head. So I think he was in a little bit of shock, but he's okay. He's coming in this morning to be assessed by the doctor again, who done a fantastic job on him because the cut went right through to the bone. So there's a lot of layers inside that needed to be stitched. That's the reason why he had 20 stitches. So yeah, we're disappointed for him. You know, he's going to miss some games now moving forward. We'll have to see how many. I'm sure the doctor will decide in the coming days how many that'll be. But he certainly won't be available for the weekend, and it could have an impact on the Europa League and next week's fixtures and maybe international, because it's right in the centre of his forehead. So I suppose it'd depend on what type of protection in the coming weeks we could get to him and how comfortable he is, but it's in a real awkward spot.
I know you touched on the challenge itself last night, but when you look at what the damage has been done, I mean, would you expect some kind of retrospective action?
I don't think you can judge it on just the damage, because sometimes you can go in for an accidental collision and you can come out with a real nasty injury. So that's not the case here. And I've been up here long enough to know Lammy as a player. I don't think he's gone in to intentionally hurt Joe at all. There's no accusation there. I think he plays tough, but he plays fair. But that, in my book, having watched it 8 to 10 times, is serious foul play. And across the board, not just with my players, that should be a red card. Because in any other league, that's a red card. I'm sure when the referee sees it back, I think he'd be disappointed in his decision. On the other side, Gary Holt said that we got away with one with Phil Hollander. I haven't seen that back. He's definitely got a case. I think Phil's got away with one there. So I'm sure the referee will be disappointed in that incident as well. That's the reason why I said what I said after the game, because their manager went on record and was only interested in a red card for his team and never really mentioned Joe Aribo and Joe Aribo leaving and getting 20 stitches in his forehead. So that was a bit of a surprise.
You got any more bumps and bruises from last night?
A lot. It was a tough game. I thought Livingston played really well and took us really out of our comfort zone. They were really direct and physical in the right way the majority of the time. I thought Lyndon Dykes was a real handful up there. They pushed us hard in the second half. It was a real competitive game, which we expected. But the lads were really strong. I'm proud of the lads, the way they stood up to it. They stuck together and they won in a different way. Us as Rangers, because of who we are, everyone expects us to play this lovely brand of football and pass people off the pitch all the time. In this league, that's not always the case. Sometimes you've got to stand up to the physical challenge and be men about it, and that's what they did, and it was a fantastic result for us.
Is that perhaps a performance, that kind of physical toughing it out, that maybe you wouldn't have achieved a year ago?
Maybe. You know, a year ago we were brand new together, a lot of changes. The players still had to get used to me and my staff. We had to get used to them. There was a lot of fixtures this time a year ago. We were still learning together, but we've come a long way. We have moved forward, we've improved, we've grew. We know the different challenges that we're going to face in the league, the different individual players, the different tactics, different managers. So we're in a much better place, and we are more prepared for it now than we was a year ago, for sure.
Going into the Aberdeen game, your confidence must be so high in the camp that you're going into this one with real confidence, real belief that you're going there as favourite to win the game as well.
No, we're going into this fixture in a good place, and there is confidence and belief, but sometimes that can be a dangerous thing, where you can go in and think that the momentum is just going to continue. Derek McInnes is going to bring his team here. They're going to be well organised, well drilled. They're going to raise the game because it's Rangers for sure. Because the history of this fixture, Rangers players raised it against Aberdeen, vice versa. They're on the back of a real tough night at Hearts with the extra time. I'm sure their players and staff didn't want that. We're on the back of a real physical encounter at Livingston, so it'd be an interesting fixture, but one we're really looking forward to. But going in with too much confidence and too much belief can be a problem as well. So the players need to be careful and make sure that we try and find our level.
It's fair to say a mixed bag of results over the last couple of years between Rangers and Aberdeen. Do you see it as a marker in terms of whether you come out with the performance and the result to say how far you are apart from Aberdeen and where you're taking this Rangers team?
No, I think you're being kind there in terms of mixed. I think Aberdeen hurt us a lot last year, certainly from a cup point of view. They knocked us out of both cups and got some joy against us in the league. But that's all in the past. We believe we're better. We believe we've improved, recruited well. We're in a good place. I don't know how many times we're going to play Aberdeen this year, but they're all going to be tough games, home or away, and we need to be prepared for that. Our last fixture here against Aberdeen, we played ever so well. We controlled the majority of the game, and we found a real performance on the day. That's the game that the players need to focus on, because it wasn't so long ago. It was only a couple of months back. But the players know what they're going to face. They know the challenge. They know the Aberdeen players really, really well. They know it'll be tough for them. They're tough not to crack. The respect's there, certainly there. But if we find our level and play our best, I'm confident we can get the result we want.
Do you expect Aberdeen to come with more determination because of the heart of what happened to them last night?
Possibly. I think when you're in this game, a setback, a disappointment's always an opportunity to regroup, and I'm sure all the players are disappointed from going out last night, but that's not really my focus. I'm sure that's for them to try and get a reaction from themselves. Mine's about getting my players recovered, moving on as quick as we can from the Livingston game, and trying to get a game plan across in the next 48 hours for Aberdeen, and try and get as much information across to them at the same time, trying to recover so we're as fresh as we can be.
When you look at the results that you're getting at the moment, when the games are coming down so thick and fast, in comparison to last season, you must be absolutely delighted with the effort that your players.
I can't ask for no more. I think the old firm aside, the players have been magnificent and given me everything that I've asked of them. It is a tough schedule, but it's a schedule we're not complaining about. It's what we wanted. It's what we've worked ever so hard for. The mentality from us is to just take each game as it comes, and really focus on trying to get out of that game what we need and what we want, and that's what the players have done. They've reacted so well from a real average performance in the Old Firm and bounced back pretty well. Now we've got to go and try and take that into the Aberdeen game and keep the momentum going.
Stephen, you mentioned that obviously the Aberdeen results hurt you last season. Is it an opponent as a manager that you maybe have spent a wee bit more time on looking at them maybe in advance, because obviously you can get 2 days now, but because if you improve your results against Aberdeen, it could have a huge impact on your season?
Yeah, it could do. It could do, but I think I treat all the managers with the same respect, really. They all come with different challenges, and they're all difficult opponents in different ways. I don't think I have to look any extra into Aberdeen. I'm not sure I'd find anything different, really. I'm well aware of the strengths that they possess, how organised they are, how disciplined they are, and what they try and do, their game plan. I'm not sure watching extra games or diving into any more information I'll find anything more out, really. So we'll treat them with the same respect as we do with all the opponents.
I know you praised Alfredo for his temperament last week, and the way he's come back and behaved this season as well. Is this another test for him to show that he's got over the issues he had last season with us?
If selected.
Just on the injury of Aribo, do you know when? Obviously, it'll be assessed. Will it be today?
It'll be this morning. We've given him his own time to come in when he's ready. I'm sure he'll feel groggy this morning, so he'll come in when he's ready, and we'll assess it. The doctors told me he'll definitely miss the weekend, and he'll reassess him this morning, and I'm sure he'll have a better idea in terms of time frame. But it's also the area where it is, and how comfortable the player is, and how quick he heals. There's a lot of things to take into consideration, but I'll be very surprised. I'll be very, very surprised if you see him before the international break.
Frustration for just how well he has actually started, as well as on the international stage as well. The fact that he is now going to miss, depending how much it could be, a decent part of the next couple of weeks at least.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. He's settled in really well. I think the players have gone out of the way to help him settle. It's his first time out of London. He's a young kid. It's a big move for him, big club. But his performances have been outstanding in the main. He's got his international recognition from that, so everything's going really smooth from him. Obviously this will be a setback for Joe, but knowing the kid and the player, he'll want to bounce back as quick as he can. He didn't want to come off last night, he wants to carry on, which sums the player up in his mentality. And Joe can get out of this career whatever he wants. He's got all the attributes to keep growing and keep improving, and I'm really excited to work with him moving forward and seeing how his career progresses, because he's got all the potential to have a top career.
Considering the seriousness of the injury last night, you touched on Gary Holt's comments afterwards, but considering the severity of it, should he have known better, and should he have was it maybe a poor taste for him to really come out and kind of do a tit for tat in a sense?
Only the line where he said he thought Rangers got away with one. I just thought maybe that wasn't the right line, but look, Gary Holt's entitled to say whatever he wants to say. But I think when the referee watches that back, I think he'd be disappointed that he hasn't dealt with that in a better way. And look, I'm one who's up for competing and being tough and being fair. And at times I got things wrong on a football pitch. I'm not sitting here as an angel in that way at all, but across the board, I think when it comes down to head injuries like that, of that severity, we need to protect all the players in the league across the board, because that incident in any other league in the world, that's a red card. But I'm not accusing Lammy of anything that it was meant, but that was a red card.
Sorry.
It was the last one.
Okay, yeah, so Stephen, what did you make, changing tack slightly, of, I know we spoke to Gary about this on Tuesday, what did you make of Jurgen Klopp's comments a couple of days ago? Were you surprised when he suggested that?
Yes, surprised, flattered at the same time, but when you read the quote really carefully, like I have, it said, if I get sacked tomorrow, he thinks Steven Gerrard should be the next Liverpool manager. Jurgen Klopp's not getting sacked tomorrow. I don't want him to get sacked tomorrow. He's doing a fantastic job. I'm a Liverpool fan, and I'm sure every Liverpool fan on the planet endorses what I'm saying here. We want him to stay for many, many years and bring as much success to our club as possible. But yeah, it was very flattering at the same time.
James, are you on penalties this weekend? That might be a question for both of you.
Yeah, I'll be still on penalties, yeah.
You sure?
I'm sure about that.
Is that something that you've considered, passing to somebody else, or was there any consideration at all? Or?
No, not all. You know, I believe in my ability. You know, I've had some stick maybe off a couple of lads, but no, I believe in my ability, and you know, I'm more than confident to step up for the next penalty.
7 games against Aberdeen last season. Is there a danger sometimes of over familiarisation?
There's a lot of games. You know. You know the game plan inside out. You know what the tactics are probably going to be against the opponent. So it's just a matter of, you know, who turns up on the night and who performs at the best. You know, and if we perform at our best, then I'm sure my team will get the 3 points.
Talking about the results that they got against Rangers at times. Why did they prove to be so awkward? We know that they've got quality, but in particular it appeared when it was a high pressure game last year against Aberdeen. Rangers were found wanting.
Well, obviously, if you look definitely at the cup games, you know, we conceded off 2 set pieces. You know, they've got a great aerial threat, but I believe that we've definitely improved since then. So you know. We know that they're going to be tough when they're going to come to Ibrox. They're going to try and silence the crowd, try and get in our faces, and markers. But you know, if we play and stick to the right game plan and be confident on the ball, I believe we'll create a lot of chances. And you know, we've been coming off a couple of clean sheets lately, so I believe, you know, if we defend right, you know, we'll put ourselves in a good position.
From the player's point of view, you know, when you are playing so well and getting good results both domestically and in Europe, do you just want these games to just continue? You know, it's every 3 days. Do you want that? Do you want these games rather than training all week and then a game at the weekend? Do you prefer those at the midweek games as well to keep that momentum going?
Yeah, you do prefer the games to come thick and fast. Not sure how thick and fast you want them to come, but no, you want them to come around as quickly as possible. You know, we highlighted last season that we needed consistency for this season, and obviously we had a setback against Celtic, but I thought we responded really well since we've came back from the break, and we just want this momentum to keep us moving forward and keeping us getting the right results.
Is it fair to say, if you do want to be at the top, challenging Celtic and winning titles, the game on Saturday is a game that you have to get 3 points in?
Well, I believe this Saturday is a must, 3 points, and the games after it. If you want to compete for the league, you have to win majority of your games. So every game that we come into domestically, we've got to get maximum points from if we want to be up there competing for the title.
James, just going back to the penalties, did you have to think about that for long, or you're always confident that you're back on the bike, so to speak?
Yeah, always confident. I took plenty of penalties last season, so I missed maybe 1 or 2 last season, so I'm confident to come back and step up and deliver for the team.
Oh, thanks for that. Old School Blue, we all back, gentlemen?
Yep.
Good.
Can I just say something about our manager? He's a class act and an honest individual. He's an honest assertion of the game. He's not trying to score cheap points, in my opinion. Bridgeman.
100% agree with you. 100% agree with you. And can I also say that those animals who call themselves journalists or reporters or whatever they want to call themselves, they went for Tavernier there. That's what they did. They went for Tavernier. And that's nothing short of disgraceful. Shocking journalists. I don't know what they were trying to just wind them up and then ask them stupid questions. Sorry.
Have you seen did you see it in video, Rich? I don't know if
No, I did not, no.
He's laughing at him. He's laughing at him. He's laughing at
him. No, but I'm
tablets.
just listening to that. That was just terrible. Terrible. I don't know whether if they were all joking, I didn't get it.
You might, if you had seen the video, you might have seen it differently. JFK and then Albert.
I'm the same as yourself. I watched it today. He was laughing at them. And the gaffer looked a bit annoyed at the start. Obviously, he was trying to get his point here about the tackle and that. And I think he was angry at the comments made by the big guy Holt, But all in all, as usual, the gaffer was his usual self. He speaks very eloquently, answers the questions really well. They keep trying to trip him up, but they're not going to do it. The one by asking about the penalties, I take that with a pinch of salt. Unless you saw it, you'll realise what myself and Ox here are talking about. He just laughed it off. So what, But all in all, it was a very, very entertaining presser again. The gaffer gave them the information that they thought they wanted to hear. So. But he got his bit in about the guy showing Rebo's head. He's saying but it folds your skin right to the bone. So making it known that it's not just a cutting above the eye or anything. It's somebody put in the lobby there earlier on, a 20 stitch gash on anybody's head is like a traffic accident. So it's a very, very serious injury he's got. So as usual, Oxia, manager was absolutely 100% today, so I really enjoyed watching it and listening to it again. So please just punch for that, mate.
Is it Albert and Stardog?
He's class act. I mean, enjoy listening to him. I always enjoy listening to him. He's very honest, as you said, and again, he just shows them how it's done. No, I mean, honestly, the only thing I don't like is when we've got to justify ourselves when it comes to the talking up for a Rebo and any other players that takes these sort of injuries, and there's been plenty over the years. We've always got to concede one to the other team. Like, Rebo took that, it was a red card, but all right, we got away with Helander. And the other team does this. And we seem to be one of the teams that have to concede one to get anybody to say, it was a bad tackle. It's ridiculous. I mean, out of that whole game, that should be the talking point. That one thing, because that's dangerous, by the way, that they've done to that boy. That boy could have a serious injury. So I wouldn't concede nothing to these people. I just wouldn't. As far as I'm concerned, that's one we owe that trumpet at the back. We should give him it back when the next time we play them. And that's all I'm going to say on that before I get myself into trouble.
Oh, right, okay. I like the trumpet. Starduggan in Smurf.
Aye, I could listen to him all day, mate, and he's always realistic, no matter what the situation is. If I've played bad, if I've played good, he's always realistic. He keeps everybody's feet on the ground, he keeps everybody level headed. I just think he's a big figure for the club, mate. But I mean, as for him having to explain Joe Aribo's injury, did I hear him saying it was down to the bone?
Aye.
Yep, he did, aye.
Mate.
Honestly,
Honestly,
three
right,
layers of stitches. 3 layers of stitches, I believe.
That's disgusting for me. That he's even had to suffer that on a football pitch. You wouldn't even get that getting jumped down the high street.
I mean,
Jeez,
there's two things about that. That challenge could give you 1 stitch or 20 stitches. It's still a red card.
Yep.
Aye, 100%. Sure, but I mean, like I said earlier on in the show, it could have been so much worse. That could have knocked him out cold straight away. It could have been the heat trauma. I mean, that is heat trauma in itself, what's happened to him. But no, on the more positive side of things, mate, Gerard's just happy the team's getting their job done. We've just got to keep pushing on with everything now and keep doing what we're doing. And I mean, they always try and get a wee dig in here and there, but I watched the press conference earlier on myself today, mate, and Tavernier just laughed it off. Everybody just kind of laughed it off. It didn't really mean anything. And I honestly do hope that we do get a penalty the weekend and he steps up and smashes it in the tap bin, and that will shut Andy up. But I think it was just kind of tongue in cheek, the question.
All right, mate. Smurf, and then George.
He articulates himself beautifully, eloquent, and actually just sort of.
Enough about you, Smurf. Going to talk about the manager.
Aye, okay. But no, he is. He does articulate himself beautifully, and he. But do you know the great thing about it is it's. He's always 1 step ahead of them. This is almost as if he knows what's coming next, and he's unflappable. He just takes it in his stride, and it's. It's like he's dealing with naughty kids. It's nothing to him. Shell and peas, and sometimes it's embarrassing listening to it. With Tav, I think there's a bit of humour there where that was concerned, but no, he's handling himself beautifully, and they, makes a difference from. Some of the people we've had at the helm in recent years, with some of their pressers been awful. But no, it's good. Represents our club and the stature of our club. I think I think it's mutually beneficial. I think they're a good fit for each other at this current time.
Aye. Judge Logan.
Same as everybody else here. Ox, I could listen to the guy all day long. He's absolutely a class act. I mean, for me, he's a Rangers manager. I'm not going to go into other people, but he's everything I'd expect for a Rangers manager. The way he talks, the way he conducts himself, the way he talks to people when he meets them and things like that. Just everything about him. I could listen to him all day and all night. But going on to the one about Tav, by the way, Ox, I can't use the raw saying it's tongue in cheek and things like that. But I'm always one for sticking up for Tav because I think he's a good. I think he's a good defender. I don't think he's the greatest, but he's a good captain. He's a good right back for us, and he's set up a lot of goals for us. Done well for us over the last 3 years he's been at us. But he really needs to get his finger out with these penalties, or somebody's going to have to actually take them off him because you can't just keep missing penalties all the time. That could be a crucial thing in one of these games. And sorry laughing about it, but for me, I think I always like your striker taking the penalties. Again, he's done well in the last couple of years, but if your striker's as hot as we Alfie, I think the penalties get moved to him. That's my opinion on that, Ox.
Can I just ask something? Just a question, quickly.
As long as it's not too hard. Have you looked at this panel?
Does anybody know the stats on? It's not a loaded question, so I don't know myself. Does anybody know the stats on how many penalties he's taken for the club and how many he's missed?
I'll get you how many he's taken quite quickly, mate. I think he's missed about 4, maybe 5. But if you just give me a minute before I take that. JFK, you get any thoughts on what George said there?
I know what George is saying about tongue in cheek, but I never took it as tongue in cheek. I just took it that Tav just laughed it off. He wasn't. He actually showed his disdain by just laughing at him for asking a stupid question. You know, me, I'm quite happy for Tav to keep taking the penalties. You know, I've heard a lot of rumblings, especially when I was, when he missed there, and people were saying, "Oh, we need to start getting Alfredo to take the penalties." Nonsense. He's not been the first player to miss penalties, more than one. He's a penalty taker, you know. And until somebody comes out and says that so and so is to take them instead of Tav, then I'm happy for Tav to continue. So he was just when you see the video, you can see he's laughing at whoever it is that answered it, asked the question rather. I don't know who it was, but nah, what off a duck's back. As Star Dog said, would it not be fitting on Saturday we got a penalty against the Sheep? Tav blasts it right into the back of the net. Absolutely wonderful. Bah!
Oh, Jimmy.
Nice to make it 5-0.
Yeah.
Bang it in.
To make it 5-0. Obviously, if we can beat them, it puts McInnes under pressure. The form scrap out the cup. Disaster in Europe.
Brilliant.
There we go. What a shame. My heart bleeds, George Logan.
Aye, no, you're right, Ox. I agree with what you're saying, Ox, 100%.
Can I hang him in the Ox, dear?
When you go, mate, but just quickly, Bridge, before you come in, James Tannen, 44 goals, 18 penalties he scored.
Yeah.
I think he's only missed out half a dozen, to be
I
honest.
think he's even missed as many as that, Bridge.
He probably has, because he's been there, just his fourth season or something, isn't it?
Right, no. But I'm happy.
I think so. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 4 or 5. He certainly missed one at the tail end of last season, and he's missed one there. Remember, he missed one in the, what do you call him? Morelos, who ended up taking the penalties.
So would that be right in saying if you think he's missed maybe, say, half a dozen at the outside, he scored 18, so he's missing 1 in 4 then?
But I think you've got to look at it as just that he's missed. I think he's missed 3 back in the last season, and then 2 quite quickly this season.
Aye.
You know that's the problem with it. That's how. Yeah, I don't think you can look at a penalty taker's overall stats. It's when he's on a run in it, when you take the ball.
Yeah, is he no score 8 in a row or something like that earlier on?
Aye, something like that. But he's missed 2 of the last 3, I think. You know, but anyway, he starts on the bad right for the last 10 minutes. I just want to change the mood and being responsible adults and being people who have done moments in their youth. I think we've just got to try and give a bit of guidance to the young people at the club. It's only my opinion again, but lads, please, pyrotechnics, stop them before somebody gets hurt.
Somebody was hurt.
Aye, that was with firecrackers and all that. And I'll tell you now, it could turn bear on bear, because GFK, if one of them goes off and it hurts my boy, I'm going hunting.
Oh, I'm going Tonto, mate.
Aye,
without a doubt.
I'm going hunting.
Aye.
Yeah.
You're right.
So, young boys, they put a statement out tonight. They're all for pyrotechnics outside and inside the stadium. Just wise up before somebody's hurt. In my opinion,
they can't do that at Ibrox. They'll get
it. Did you see the statement, Bridge?
I did, pal. It's just sad.
Disgusting.
I don't know whether I think they're trying to prove them, they're trying to get people to get up seats, they're trying to get the club to debate with them. GFK, we'd have been in there with the boys 6 months ago. Maybe not 6 months.
I know what you're saying. Look, it's a different type of supporter now, all this, you know. The only thing I try to hide when I get into the game is my half bottle of vodka, but that's my no pyrotechnics for me. But no, the Union Bears and that they're looking for support for all the other fans and their endeavours to get their own section increased besides, and backing them when there's bans and they're saying it's no them, and I'm not saying it's always them. It's if I'll use the right words, it's causing a bit of disruption. But if they're coming out with a statement like that, they have come out and said about they believe that the use of pyrotechnics. To me, that's totally wrong. And I'm like yourself. If it hurts me or any of mine, then I'm Tonto, I don't care who they are. I just hope that Rangers take action accordingly. And
they're just putting that in their hands. Look, I'm not interested in what other teams do, other fans do. I'm only interested in our boys.
Correct.
And I want the Union Bears to go to the game, get behind their team and enjoy it. But I don't want anybody getting hurt, including the Union Bears. George Logan.
I'm with you 100%, Ox. I see. I'm going to be honest with you. When I seen Leger Warsaw doing it, Ox, it looked absolutely fantastic. It genuinely did look brilliant the way they done it, and I've seen it across Europe and things like that. But we're going to get hammered for it, Ox, so we can't do it. A young lassie was hit last night. A 9-year-old Wayne was hit last night. She's now saying to her dad she's no way to go back to the game and things like that, Ox. That can't happen. We need to cut this out altogether. I love watching it. I love the bang. It looks fantastic, but it's just not safe. You're not allowed to do it. As simple as that. And you were bang on what you're saying there, Ox. Everybody going on about other clubs doing this. I don't care about other clubs. We need to get our own club in order. Top to bottom, whatever's wrong in our club, let's get it right, because we are the best and the biggest club in the world, and it's as simple as that. And we need to start leading the way. Let's not be followers. Let's be the ones that's actually leading the way with this, Ox, because we can. I don't know if it was Union Bears or who it was. I don't actually care who it was, but it needs to stop, because Union Bears and Ibrox make some atmosphere when they're going.
And we're right behind them with that, George. We're right behind them.
100% off, but we can't have this. And the young lassie's now saying to dad she's no way to go back to the game. I think she'll go back, but that's not right, also. I don't like that at all.
Can I come in, Ox?
One minute, Bridges. Just if you think back last year when the boy threw the coin at a referee, look how the impact that had. And we're not condoning what he done, but look what happened to that boy. Look how it's affected his life. And these young boys have got to realise that it only takes a second and your life can change forever, and it's not always for the good. And you come, Bridge, and then we'll go to JFK and then Albert.
I was just going to say, I hope they get this sorted in their minds. Get it sorted out in their minds. We don't want to see any of that rubbish at Ibrox, particularly in the European games. But we don't want to see that at Ibrox at all. So get it sorted out in your mind. No way. It's just unacceptable for choir stuff in Ibrox. No way are we doing it. We shouldn't be allowing it. And get them done. Get them banned, jailed, whatever it is. They have to stop it. Because we've just came off the second of a sort of partial closure of our stadium in European games. We don't want that. We're going through our third one next week when we're voluntarily not taking away tickets because of the possible problems. It's maybe the same people, maybe not, but some people may cause. They don't know if they will, but they may. So we have to watch what we're doing. These guys, whomever they are, need to get it right in their heads. And I'm not trying to destroy anybody's enjoyment at all. They need to get it into their heads. They can't do it anymore. They just can't do it because they'll shut us down.
JFK, then Albert.
I'll go back to two incidents. It was when we used to go to Fir Park, when it was the old shed, we used to right across for the main stand. We were housed in there, and somebody fired a flare. And I think you were at the game, because I was there with Ab Courtney, Chazzy and Drew and all that. So you must have been. And somebody fired a flare. And I actually hit a guy's jacket at the side, and he set it on fire. But that's how dangerous that can be. But more recently, the under-19s or under whatever it was, cup final at Ibrox, when we allowed the puddle drinkers to take the boat into the Broomlow, and they let off all sorts of flares. And we saw the damage that it done by setting it on fire. The plastic just melted to nothing. Now, you imagine that hitting a human being in the face. God almighty, man. It's unbearable to think about that. You know, so if there's any Union Bears out there that knows any Union Bears, please don't do it. No, for Rangers, let the other clubs do what they want, but for Rangers, just keep it for when it's supposed to be, whatever these day be fireworks or whatever. But don't bring it to Ibrox. If you're looking for Rangers fans all over the world to support you in your endeavours to go forward as a group that wants to make lots of noise at Ibrox, make the right noise. But you'll not get the support of guys like myself if you're going to be doing stupid things with pyrotechnics. Gear up or don't come back.
Albert?
Jimmy saying he doesn't know what it's like. He couldn't imagine what it was like to be hit with one of them. I have actually been hit with a firework in the face. So I know what it's like. And it's no pleasant. I'll tell you, that was when I was a kid, and it's no pleasant. Now listen, guys, I've talked to the Union Bears.
Who threw that? Guy Fawkes?
I was reluctant to go and tap with the fire, so I had to get in close though. I talked to the Union Bears here. Now, our responsibility, guys, here is to take care of the kids. Come on. If the kids are going to the game and they're getting hurted, that's just not on. If anybody's going to the game and getting hurted, there's no one. But it's all us odd adults and grown-ups. And I'm talking to the Union Bears here now. Guys, these kids, you need to protect them. We can't run about putting pyrotechnics and fire in the other places. It's not on. It's just not on. So just do it before they get forced to do it. Make it your choice rather than people try to ram something down your throat. But the kids need protected. Now that wee lassie should never ever be subject to that. Come on. There's a club on the other side of the city who does things to kids. Oh no, we're no like that. Come on guys, we take care of kids. Look after the wins.
Maybe they should be sat down and watch the Bradford Fire.
Funny enough, I just done I'll tell you, at work yesterday, mate, and I had to watch that video, and what happens in 90 seconds is frightening, mate.
Yeah, you know,
Can I just say something on that quickly, Ox?
Well, I want to keep you to the last for two reasons, mate. Know why? You're the best, and you're the nearest to the Union Bears age.
Okay, mate.
All right. Smurf, in you come, mate, who knows a bang when he hears one, and his day job, you know, but it's just, we've got to smarten up.
It's just silly. I mean, it doesn't really need any explanation. It's just brainless, isn't it? Ultimately, stupidity. Yeah, there's no place for it. I've got nothing more to say on it, really.
All right, mate. I thought they were naive with their statement tonight, but I don't. We were all young ones, and I don't want to hang them out to dry for that. Because
no, I get it, but you know, we're all one. But you know, everything evolves. The world's a smaller place now. You know, live in a global village. Information just instant. Everything's at your fingertips. You know, you just even get gangsters saying that they can't be involved in crime anymore because technology is so advanced. You know, you've not got Inspector Clouseau solving crimes anymore. Everything's telegraphed now. You just can't do it because you'll get caught. And when you get caught, that's fair enough if you're willing to take the consequences. But it's how it impacts in a club, and youngsters are getting injured, and the rest of the Rangers fans who are paying money in to go and see the club develop, and you know these idiots are hampering it. You know what I mean? That's the way I see it anyway.
Mm-hmm. Right, Stardog, I've kept you to the last deliberately because you're closer to the young boy's age, mate. And what's your thoughts on it, mate?
Well, mate, I'm closer to the age, but I've also got a 9-year-old daughter, mate. For me, to hear that wee lassie's been hurt last night and now she doesn't want to go back to Rangers games, you're not actually just potentially injuring somebody on that night, mate. You're denying them an opportunity to be a Rangers fan for the rest of their life. That's just making somebody disinterested. And I'll be honest, mate, I mean, you know yourselves, I've started taking the Wednesday, the football and things like that. And if I was at that game last night and me and my wee boy were sitting in amongst that, he would have been terrified. So I think folk need to take Waynes into consideration, mate. And I know the Union Bears are kind of younger and things like that, but surely their parents themselves and they've got their nieces and nephews or whatever, do you know what I mean? And there's no certain good examples for nobody. And as George said, this is going to start to come back tenfold on our club because we've already seen the repercussions of what happens to us in Europe. But for me, mate, it's got to be safety first when it comes to Waynes and things like that. I mean, I'm a dad, I'm a full-time dad myself of 2 Waynes, and it's only me in this planet that's responsible for their 2 Waynes. And if I take them to a game, if we're promising them the world, we're going to see Rangers and things like that, and something horrible happens to them and you scar them for life, mate, then you can't condone that, man. We just need this out of football because Rangers fans are better than that in general, mate, and we just need to support our team in the right way now because this is getting out of control.
Mm-hmm. All right, mate. All right. Listen, all the best to young Amber. Hope she's all right. Hope everybody's all right. And by the way, I wish the best to the Union Bears as well. But just lads, just think before you act. For no one to stop you enjoying yourself and enjoying the football spectacle. But just think. Bridgeman, over to you, mate. Last call of the evening. Come on, Bridge.
I'm shouting at you there, by the way. I'm shouting, come on, Oxdale. Sorry, can I just say, I'd like to echo all your words. And please, be very careful. Everybody that goes to Ibrox, be very careful. Watch and look, be wary of everyone about you. So we want to stamp all other stuff out. But please, the other Rangers fans all over the world, particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one of us, please, keep it going for the Rangers. The Rangers really need us. Keep it going.
Can I thank everybody who took part tonight in the show, phoning in. Thanks for the calls. Thanks to everybody in the lobby. Thanks to everybody for listening. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 9 and 11, talking about all things Rangers. And if any Union Bears want to join us to put their side, of course, there's two sides to any conversation. Take it away, Old School Blue.